Hi everyone, and welcome back to Bryan's Business World. Today we're going to do the second part of exploring a new career field for yourself. Now, one really critical aspect of looking at any new career field for yourself, and one that almost hardly anybody pays any attention to, but they should, is the actual disconnect between the schooling or the theory in what you do on a day-to-day basis. So again, I want to kind of highlight that point. What is the disconnect, if any, between what you do on a day-to-day basis and what you learned about the career, in terms of the formal learning, or AKA the book learning? Now, you might say, Bryan, that's great, but I don't know anybody in the field. It's a very easy solve. I would contact any local university or training center or trade group and just ask them for names of someone they know in the field. If they'd be willing to talk to you, you could take them out to lunch and you could get your questions answered very easily. People love to talk about their fields. That's usually, they'll usually do it for free or a cup of coffee or lunch or something. So, but the question you really want to ask this individual is, what is different about what you learned in the theory versus the practice? And you need to listen very carefully here, because what you're thinking based on what you've read or your research, or maybe even some schooling you've done, and what the day-to-day looks like could be quite different. It could be much better, it could be much worse, but it likely is going to be different. So you really need to become informed of that. Many people really don't look at that in terms of evaluating a field. Now, some other questions you might want to ask people in the field. What do they feel the opportunities are like? So you'll read a lot of data from the U.S. Department of Labor, other groups where they're projecting big growth in this or that area of the economy, or a lot of jobs coming up in this particular field, or a lot of job openings. And some of that's fine. And I think some of that data is very useful at identifying growth trends and opportunities and things like that, and where you may want to position yourself. But I think you need to talk to the people in the field and see if they believe those opportunities are there, and do they have access or any experience to these opportunities. Also, another question for this person is, what challenges do these people see in the field? They see things getting better, getting worse. What are they seeing versus what sort of the theoretical projections are in terms of jobs or opportunities? So again, there can be a tremendous disconnect between growth on paper and what practitioners are actually seeing in the field. Now, you do need to be sort of, I'm going to say a detective here, but investigative. You may find, if they say there isn't, you need to ask the follow-up questions. Why do they think there isn't growth in the field? Or if opportunities coming, exactly what does that look like? And don't be afraid to ask, again, the practitioners in the field how to position yourself. What advice would they give you? Another classic example or classic question is, what would they have done differently, and what would they have done the same in terms of the field? So again, very, very important to listen carefully to the disconnect in what they're doing in the day-to-day. And of course, would you like doing what the actual day-to-day is? Would you dislike it? Are you neutral towards it? So really having a great understanding of that. And of course, if this is likely a change of career field or a new career field is a major time commitment and financial commitment for most people, feel free to interview several individuals and get a balanced picture of it. Preferably people who have been in the field at least 5 to 10 years. And it could be interesting also if you can find someone who's exiting the field or is about to exit the field. And of course, don't let that golden opportunity go by for yourself. Ask questions as to why. If it's clear-cut they're retiring generally from work and a career, maybe not so helpful, but you might be able to get something. But if they're not retiring and they're doing something else, absolutely a treasure trove of important information for you. I hope you've enjoyed our segment today, and really to ask questions about, yes, what is the disconnect? What is really going on versus theory versus practice in terms of growth, in terms of the day-to-day, in terms of where the opportunities are or where the opportunities are not. very critical in evaluating a new career field. I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and please follow us, leave some comments below, and look forward to hearing from you soon. Thank you.